So you're going to be contacted by an insurance adjuster of the person that caused your accident very soon after your accident. And you would think, why shouldn't I talk to this person? Because they're telling me in order to open my file, they'll have to get some information from me. And they'll have to record the statement so they have that. And you think, well, they're trying to help me. They want to get my bills paid. They want to provide me with loss of income. So yes, I'll cooperate. So the first thing they'll ask is, well, what happened in the accident? Well, number one, they could look at the police accident report and they'll know what happened in the accident. But what they want you to say are things like, how fast were you going? I don't know. I was probably going about 30 or 35 miles an hour. Well, isn't that a 25 mile per hour zone there? Yes, it is. I drive that road all the time. Okay, so you were speeding. And then what happened next? Well, your insured came at me and hit me in my lane of traffic. And they'll say, well, why didn't you turn to the right or to the left? Why didn't you hit the brakes? Why didn't you take some type of evasive action? And you might say something like, oh, I just, was changing the channel on the radio station, or I just hung up with someone at work. Oh, so you were distracted as you were driving. And then they might ask you, what medical care and treatment did you receive? Well, when they get your medical records, they'll know all that. So why do they ask you that? They'll want you to say things like, well, 5 years ago, I had a back injury at work. Oh, so you injured your back before. So this is just, something that had happened before. Or they'll ask you questions about, did you go to the hospital right after the accident? No. So you weren't in any pain? No, not right after the accident. And you told the police officer that you weren't in any pain. Well, yeah, at the time I wasn't in any pain. Okay, so we've established you weren't in any pain. So you could see what's going on here. The insurance adjuster's job is to pay you the least amount of money for your case as possible. They're not your friend. They're not there to help you. They're there to trip you up. They're there to screw around with you and your case, and they want to ideally pay you pennies on the dollar for your injury case. So as we tell our clients, never give a recorded statement and never speak with the insurance adjuster of the at-fault party unless and until you first speak with an experienced personal injury lawyer.